From the world's most expensive milk, Balkan donkey milk at $200 per gallon, to thoroughbred horse sperm at a staggering $49 million per gallon, including others like whale vomit priced at $25,000 per pound and horseshoe crab blood at $60,000 per gallon, among many others. These are the 15 most expensive animal liquids in the world. But before we get started, subscribe now before I become famous. Number 15. Balkan donkey milk, $200 per gallon. Balkan donkey milk is the most expensive milk in the world, with a price tag of around $200 per gallon. This incredibly high price stems from the rarity and difficulty of obtaining this milk. The milk comes from a rare breed of donkey called the Balkan donkey native to Serbia. These donkeys produce very small quantities of milk, with each female donkey yielding only about half a gallon per day. In contrast, a dairy cow can produce up to 15 gallons of milk daily, so the low supply contributes to the extraordinary cost. Additionally, Balkan donkeys have a long 14-month gestation period. After giving birth, the female donkeys feed their foals for 3 months before farmers can collect milk. Even then, each donkey only produces milk for 6 months before drying up for another year. The milking process also adds to the cost. The donkeys are milked by hand 3 times per day. Their udders are much smaller than cows, and no machinery exists to milk them efficiently. The milk is highly valued for its use in creating pule cheese. This Serbian cheese is hailed as the most expensive cheese in the world, with prices up to $600 per pound. So the precious donkey milk that goes into it becomes liquid gold. The milk's unique composition gives pule cheese its signature flavor and crumbly texture. Number 14. Ostrich oil, $300 per gallon. The difficulty of farming ostriches and processing their fat drives up the price. It involves several complex stages: raising ostriches in spacious, specialized environments until they're ready for slaughter, harvesting fat from beneath the skin of slaughtered ostriches, and then extracting and purifying the oil from this fat. But what truly makes ostrich oil valuable is its incredible skin benefits. Ostrich oil contains essential fatty acids that nourish skin cells, strengthen membranes, and lock in hydration. Ostrich oil absorbs rapidly without greasiness, making it ideal for facial creams. Ostrich oil also has anti-inflammatory properties that soothe conditions like eczema, psoriasis, and acne. Its antioxidants neutralize free radicals that cause aging. It even aids wound healing and reduces the appearance of scars. With its moisturizing, rejuvenating, anti-aging, and healing powers, ostrich oil is a skincare superstar. Its versatility allows it to command a high price. Number 13. Snail slime, $350 per pound. Snail slime refers to the slimy secretion produced by snails to help them move and protect their soft bodies. This gooey substance has become a hot ingredient in skincare. But why is it so expensive? Obtaining snail mucin is a delicate process. In the past, snails were often killed or harmed to extract their slime. Thankfully, more humane methods have been developed using special machines to gently stimulate the snails to produce mucin without hurting them. The slime is collected and filtered to create the key ingredient. This meticulous mucin harvesting results in a very limited supply, driving up cost. Another reason snail mucin commands such a high price is the purported skincare benefits. Whether or not the science backs this up, people are clearly willing to shell out big bucks for snail-infused creams and serums. Number 12. Bird saliva, $1,500 per pound. For centuries, the nests of cave swiftlets have been prized in Chinese culture for their rarity and alleged health benefits. But it's not the nest itself that's coveted, it's the bird's saliva that binds it together. This unusual ingredient forms the basis of one of the world's most exclusive delicacies, bird's nest soup. The saliva is used to make precious bird's nest soup, a Chinese dish served at celebrations and honored for its immune-boosting and beautifying properties. Cooked in broth with spices, the dissolved strands of saliva give the soup a gelatinous, almost crunchy fish-like texture. Top-grade bird's nest can fetch over $3,000 per pound, once a single nest sold for $100,000. Dubbed the caviar of the East, nests became fashionable in the 90s. Prices shot up and wild harvesting was unsustainable. The scarcity, risky harvesting, farming challenges, and cultural status as a Chinese delicacy and medicine all make bird saliva astronomically expensive. Number 11. Manuka honey, $8,000 per gallon. This premium honey comes from New Zealand and has become the most coveted and expensive in the world. So what makes it so pricey? Manuka honey comes from the nectar of the manuka bush, which grows in New Zealand. The flower blooms for just 2 to 6 weeks annually, providing bees with a short window to collect the precious nectar. Beekeepers often use helicopters to move hives to remote, pristine forests where manuka bushes thrive. This ensures the plants are undisturbed and bees collect the highest quality nectar. But accessing these secluded areas adds to the cost. The antimicrobial properties of manuka honey also drive up the price. It contains unique compounds like methylglyoxal, which gives it antibacterial and wound healing abilities not found in other honeys. The higher the levels of these compounds, the more potent and expensive the honey is. Each batch is tested extensively to determine its purity and medicinal potency. Additionally, manuka honey has a richer, more complex flavor than standard honeys. It's thicker with an earthy, slightly bitter taste. The taste and medicinal value make it highly sought after around the world. But since New Zealand produces relatively small amounts each year, manuka honey is considered a rare commodity. When you consider the short flowering season, testing requirements, inaccessible hive locations, and the meticulous care given by beekeepers, it makes sense that manuka is pricier than typical grocery store honey. Number 10. Deer musk oil, $14,000 per gallon. It comes from a gland located near the tail of male musk deer native to Asia. To obtain musk, the deer must be killed and the gland carefully removed. This makes musk very difficult and unethical to harvest. It's been used in perfumes and medicine for thousands of years. It has a strong earthy aroma that acts as a fixative to make fragrances last longer. The demand for natural musk led to deer populations being hunted to near extinction. Now, most musk in perfumes is synthetic. Authentic deer musk is still highly coveted in the Middle East and Asia. It's said to have potent healing properties and acts as an aphrodisiac. With only a few thousand male deer producing it each year, it's an extremely rare commodity. The difficulty of obtaining pure musk oil ethically, combined with its exclusivity and purported effects, is why it demands an exorbitant price. Perfumers and traditional healers are willing to pay top dollar for even a small amount of this sensual, intoxicating animal essence. While synthetic musk has mostly replaced natural deer musk, the real thing still holds an allure and commands astronomical prices. Number 9. Whale vomit, $25,000 per pound. Known as ambergris, this waxy substance originates in the intestines of sperm whales. It forms when indigestible squid beaks and pens get stuck in the whale's digestive tract. To protect its organs from the sharp objects, the whale secretes ambergris, which binds the material together into a lump. This mass can grow for years inside the whale before being vomited out or passed in feces. Only about 1 to 5% of sperm whales produce it. Finding it floating in the ocean is rare, making it highly coveted. In 2021, a Thai fisherman stumbled upon a chunk worth $1.2 million. Its value comes from perfume makers who have used ambergris for centuries. It contains amberine, a fragrance fixative that helps scents last longer on human skin. The amberine concentration determines quality, with white ambergris being the most prized. A 20-pound lump found in a dead whale on a Spanish beach sold for $500,000. A veterinary professor investigating the death was shocked to find it lodged in the intestine. The blockage had ruptured the organ, leading to fatal sepsis. The professor hopes selling the floating gold will aid La Palma residents impacted by a 2021 volcanic eruption. In 2022, a dog spotted a suspicious blob during a beach walk in Scotland. The canny canine had uncovered whale vomit worth approximately $500,000. Its owner, a fisherman, recognized the waxy ambergris right away. However, owning or selling ambergris is illegal in some countries like India and the United States because sperm whales are endangered. Many perfume companies now use synthetic substitutes. Fact remains, ambergris is a rare and remarkable treasure produced by these marine giants. From medicinal uses in ancient Arab cultures to providing lasting power to elite fragrances, vomiting up this floating gold has made whales unlikely beneficiaries of their own body's secretions. Number 8. Horseshoe crab blood, $60,000 per gallon. This bright blue blood is taken from a 450-million-year-old sea creature called the horseshoe crab. Every year, over 600,000 of these ancient arthropods are captured and 30% of their blood drained. The blood is so valuable because it contains amoebocytes, special cells that detect bacterial toxins. When they encounter bacteria, the amoebocytes instantly form clots to isolate the intruders. This defense mechanism allows pharmaceutical companies to use the blood to test for contamination in their drugs and medical devices. Before horseshoe crab blood was discovered in the 70s, the only way to test for toxins was to inject substances into rabbits and wait for them to get sick. But the crab blood offers an immediate reaction, coagulating when toxins are present. This has made it indispensable for ensuring new vaccines, intravenous medications, prosthetics, pacemakers, and more are free of dangerous bacteria. Just a single drop of the blood can detect minuscule amounts of bacterial contamination. 1 quart provides enough to test a massive number of medical products. This, along with the complicated process of capturing and bleeding the crabs, is why this strange blue fluid is so incredibly expensive. Unfortunately, some companies still prefer using real crab blood over synthetic alternatives. With medical demand high, horseshoe crab populations are declining. Conservationists are fighting for more protections, especially since the crab eggs are a crucial food source for threatened migratory birds. Number 7. Bear bile, $75,000 per pound. Bear bile is one of the most expensive animal liquids in the world due to the cruel methods used to collect it and the rarity of wild bears. Farmed bears are kept in tiny cages, sometimes for decades, while their gallbladders are repeatedly drained of bile through invasive surgical procedures. Bile is used in traditional Chinese medicine to treat liver and gallbladder ailments, although effective synthetic alternatives are available. But some practitioners believe bile from wild bears has superior medicinal properties, driving up demand. With just 25,000 wild bears estimated globally, poaching is a constant threat. On bear farms, the bile is extracted daily via rusting catheters, causing agony for the bears. The animals are starved, dehydrated, and pumped with infections and tumors. When their bile production drops off after 10 years, they're slaughtered for their paws and fur. Although farming was intended to protect wild bears, it's instead stimulated further demand. Sadly, as long as consumers are willing to pay exorbitant prices, the bear bile industry will likely persist. But there's hope through wildlife groups pressuring governments to shut down farms, developing synthetic alternatives, and educating traditional medicine practitioners. Number 6. King cobra venom, $150,000 per gallon. The king cobra is the world's longest venomous snake, reaching up to 18 feet in length. Its venom contains a cocktail of toxins that attack the victim's central nervous system, causing paralysis, cardiac failure, and even death within 30 minutes if untreated. Obtaining king cobra venom is an extremely risky endeavor. The snakes must be captured from the wild and then milked repeatedly to extract small amounts of venom from their fangs. It takes the venom of dozens of snakes to produce a single gallon, which explains the astronomical price tag. The potency and complexity of king cobra venom also drives up the cost. It contains unique proteins and neurotoxins that are being studied for their potential therapeutic uses, such as pain medication and cancer treatment. Its venom commands such a high price due to the danger involved in collecting it, the small yields obtained from each snake, and the medical value of its complex mix of toxins and protein. Number 5. Bee venom, $150,000 per pound. Why is it so expensive? Well, collecting bee venom is an extremely labor-intensive process. Worker bees carefully store the venom in tiny sacs attached to their stingers, and it takes a lot of stings to harvest just a small amount. To get 1 pound of pure venom, it would take over 10 million bee stings. The process of collecting the venom is also quite difficult. Beekeepers use a small electrical shock to stimulate the hives and provoke the bees into stinging a glass plate. The venom residue left behind is then scraped off and processed to remove impurities. It's delicate work that requires special equipment and experience. Even the slightest contamination can ruin an entire batch. On top of that, bee venom has some incredibly valuable medical and cosmetic applications that drive up the demand. The various enzymes and peptides in the venom have potent anti-inflammatory effects and have been used to treat conditions like arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and even cancer. Cosmetic companies are always looking for the next big anti-aging ingredient too, and bee venom contains compounds that boost collagen production and blood circulation in the skin. With bee populations in decline worldwide due to factors like habitat loss and pesticides, sustainable harvesting is also a serious concern. Ethical production methods that don't harm the hives cost more to implement, and regulations surrounding purity and safety add even more overhead for venom producer. Number 4. Bull sperm, $450,000 per gallon. It's incredibly valuable due to the high demand for quality genetics in cattle breeding. Top-tier bulls can sell for over $1 million at auction due to their potential to sire thousands of offspring. The seed from these champion bulls is highly sought after by cattle breeders looking to improve their herd. A single shot from a prize bull can be split into over 500 straws containing millions of sperm cells each. These straws are frozen in liquid nitrogen at -320 degrees Fahrenheit to preserve it. It's then implanted into cows through artificial insemination. One straw alone can impregnate a cow and cost between $20 to $100 depending on the bull. The insane value has led to high-profile heists, like when $70,000 worth was stolen in Minnesota and $50,000 stolen in California. The white gold liquid is kept under lock and key due to thieves recognizing its immense value. The reward is offspring with elite genetics that fetch higher prices for the owner. So quality seed equals quality cattle, and cattle breeders are willing to pay almost whatever it takes to get their hands on it. Number 3. Cone snail venom, $3.3 million per gallon. The cone snail may look innocent with its beautifully patterned shell, but it packs a potent venom used to paralyze fish and other prey. This venom contains a complex cocktail of toxins called conotoxins that target the nervous system. What makes cone snail venom so valuable are these toxins. Researchers obtain the venom by milking the snails, placing a plastic tube near the cone snail's mouth so that when it fires its harpoon-like tooth, it deposits venom inside. This process requires careful handling to avoid getting stung oneself. With some species producing insulin like conotoxins and others containing pain-killing compounds stronger than morphine, the applications in medicine make cone snail venom a goldmine. However, it takes around 300,000 milkings just to produce an ounce of venom. Once collected, the venom components must be separated and analyzed using advanced technology. The costs quickly add up, especially for rare species, but the effort's worth it as cone snail venom has already yielded an approved painkiller called zaconotide. Additionally, the insulin compounds show promise in treating diabetes, while other conotoxins target Alzheimer's disease and addiction. With such potential, cone snail venom commands a high price. Though a sting may be deadly, innovative research into these mysterious compounds could unlock cures for numerous medical conditions. Number 2. Scorpion venom, $39 million per gallon. Scorpion venom is astronomically expensive, primarily due to the immense difficulty in collecting it. Scorpions produce only tiny amounts of venom at a time. To get 1 gallon of venom, you'd need to milk over 2 million scorpions. And that milking must be done by hand, one scorpion at a time, while avoiding getting stung by one of the most dangerous scorpions on Earth, the deathstalker scorpion. Native to North Africa and the Middle East, the deathstalker's powerful neurotoxic venom can cause severe pain, vomiting, convulsions, and even death in extreme cases, not to mention that handling these feisty arachnids requires serious precautions. So collecting their venom is risky business. But it's also highly valuable business due to scorpion venom's incredible medicinal potential. The venom contains various proteins and peptides that can help treat diseases like cancer, malaria, and diabetes when properly utilized. One compound called chlorotoxin has shown promise in identifying cancerous brain tumors for surgical removal. Clearly, scorpion venom contains some biochemical treasures. Number 1. Thoroughbred horse sperm, $49 million per gallon. It's the most expensive animal liquid in the world due to the astronomical value placed on champion racehorse genetics. For top stallions, stud fees can climb into the hundreds of thousands for a single mating. Here's why. Thoroughbreds can only breed naturally. To get a foal from an elite sire, you need to pay the massive fee to have your mare covered in person. Let's look at one famous example, Galileo. He's considered the world's top thoroughbred stallion, commanding over $650,000 per session. During breeding, a stallion produces around 1.32% of a gallon. So for Galileo, that tiny amount is worth a staggering $650,000. Extend that to a gallon, and his sperm would cost an unbelievable $49 million. For breeders, no price is too high for Galileo's perfect pedigree. He's sired over 80 champions on the racetrack. So owners bet huge sums hoping his genetics will produce the next superstar winner. Of course, it's a gamble, but the potential rewards are massive. In the racing world, bloodlines rule. By the way, did you know that carnivorous plants really exist and can eat animals? This carnivorous plant is called the Venus flytrap, and although it can catch flies, it can also eat frogs and other animals. But it's not the only one capable of this. If you're interested in seeing more carnivorous plants that eat animals, check out this video, 15 carnivorous plants that eat animals.